Welcome friends to another Tarkir Dragonstorm Draft. I'm Nico aka and under MTG, always trying to make the magic happen. So without further ado, let's draft. Good rare, good rare, good rare, good rare, good rare. And we have Great Irration City. Well, it's okay, but I think Twin Maw Stormbrood is a better first pick. There's also a Mammoth Below in this pack, which I like. There's a Salt Road Pack Beast, which I think is pretty decent. We also have Shock Brigade and Jungle Hollow, Boulderborn Dragon, but I'm gonna take the Twin Maw Stormbrood first pick. Let's see what else will come my way. And here, second pick and a good follow-up. I think I want to take the Dalkovan Pack Beasts. And maybe build some mobilized deck. I had a Mardu trophy run, but the settings in my OBS were the audio of the game was too loud. So that was pretty sad that I couldn't upload that because you couldn't hear me speaking. But yeah, now I fixed that slider on my screen recording software so that the game audio will never be too loud again. Alright, Narset, Jeskai Waymaster or Bone Claren Butcher. I don't love the Bone Claren Butcher, but it's a pretty strong card. But I think Osseous Exhale is almost equal as valuable. So let's take the Osseous Exhale. Also, now I'm only white, and here from this pack, looking at my first picks, I want to take the Salt Road Pack Beast. Continue, go take the white aggressive cards. And now we are at pick number 5. We have Kishla Trawlers, we have Dispelling Exhale, we have Fire Rim Form, Windscarred Crag. And honestly, I think Windscarred Crag is just nice because it allows me to play Boros. Yeah, so happy to pick that up. I would also take the Exhale, the Dispelling Exhale. But yeah, it's not ideal to build the blue and white deck. Here I'll take the Mystic Monastery. No, you know what? I'll take the Underfoot Underdogs. That is a good card. Entering with an extra body, so we can try and build that mobilized deck. If we find some really good rare, that would be amazing, but I'm happy with my first 6 picks. And yeah, let's just wait and see. Unsparing Boltcaster versus Coordinated Maneuver. I think I do like the Boltcaster, but I think Coordinated Maneuver is just a little more, a little better, especially for my deck here. For the deck that I'm aiming to build, just because it's a little cheaper and I can move blockers out of the way. From this pack, I will take the Jeskai Devotee, and fitting my strategy. So the first 8 picks are all solid playable cards. Archetype feels kinda open. If we find some, yeah, this is all not too interesting for me. I'll take the Jungle Hollow, I think. No, you know what? Yeah, let's take the Jungle Hollow. Just on speculation. Here's another Osseous Exhale. Happy to pick that up. There's also Fire Rim Form and Meticulous Artisan. And the Artisan is actually pretty cool, but I'm not passing that Exhale. So I have 2 solid removal spells, and here I'll take the Reigning Victor. Just on the maybe side of things. Boulderborn Dragon, Blossoming Sands, yeah, like take the Blossoming Sands. Here I'll take the Fire Rim Form. It is actually a playable card. That's a spell. Those are spells. And those are creatures. And those are lands. Alright. So, happy with the first pack, but no good rares so far. We have Warden of the Grove, which I think is a pretty decent card. I don't really know if I want to splash for Warden of the Grove. I'd rather take the Quarry Mountain Monastery, because I gain access to an extra card. Let's pick that land up. And here we have... Yeah, now it's starting... Oh, Surgo's Vanguard. Sure, that's a mobilized creature. Happy to pick that one up. All the other cards are just mediocre. Like, I do love Riverwalk Technique, and Whale of War is just pretty nice. But I don't even know if I want to splash black. Not unless I find a really, really good rare. And Reigning Victor is just not good enough for me to splash. Here I'll take the Mardu Devotee, which will enable the black splash. As a far more convenient, because it's a creature and yeah, not a tap land or something. So I don't lose time. By the way, friends, if you're enjoying this so far, why don't you show some love by hitting that like or subscribe button down below. It helps the channel grow and I'd appreciate it a lot. Okay, moving on, pack 2, pick 3. Pretty happy overall, but some of those drafts feel super solid and then they turn out pretty different than from what you expect. But here I'll take another Mardu Devotee. I'd love a Mardu rare. The trophy run that I had with Mardu was with 2 of those sick exile target non-land permanent rares. Here I think I want to take the Krumar Initiate, because I can pay X life and it endures, but not too fond of that card actually. I'd rather have the Rescue Leopard just to stay in my red-white realm and not lean too much into the black side of to the potential black side of this deck. Jungle Hollow, Blossoming Sands, yeah. So, alright, now we have Marshal of the Lost, Iridescent Tiger. Yeah, now it seems like people are fighting over the... I think Marshal of the Lost, whenever you attack target creature gets +X/+X. With all the mobilized cards we have, that could be actually potentially strong. Iridescent Tiger is just a little too expensive for the kind of deck I'm aiming to build. And here I think Wild Ride, just because it's a spell. I don't love it because... But I think it's better than the Dragonback Lancer, just because it's cheaper. But that is a card I'm happily putting out as soon as I find a stronger one. No Mardu rares coming my way so far. But the whole, yeah, solid 3-drops, solid 1-drops. What I am lacking now is the basic 2-drops. That's what I should be focusing on. Lightfoot Technique versus Unsparing Boltcaster. And you know what? I'll take a... But this is my last 3-drop that I will be taking. So... Now I should focus on cards like... I don't love Tempest Hawk. I'd rather have the Rebellious Strike. Putting out that Wild Ride for this. And here, Rescue Leopard versus Dragonback Lancer. I think the Leopard is just a little more aggressive, just because it's cheaper. But it's also the first card I'm willing to put out as soon as something else, as a good 2-drop is coming my way. And here I'm happy to pick up the second Jeskai Devotee and put out that Rescue Leopard, just because it's the it's the worst card from my deck. Here, let's take another Blossoming Sands. Let's take the Unburied Earthcarver. And moving on to pack number 3. No? So, okay, come on. Dalkovan Encampment, Avenger of the Fallen. I think that's worth splashing black for. Starry-Eyed Skyrider or Dalkovan Encampment. Whenever I attack, I can make 2 tokens. But this is just really strong. In the late game, it can just mobilize for a lot of. But you know what? I have so many 3-drops, and I think actually I should be taking the Dalkovan Encampment. Not, yeah. I think that's has more value. Or the Salt Road Pack Piece, just because I need creatures. But Dalkovan Encampment is pretty nice. Oh, and here we have Mardu Siegebreaker versus Descendant of the Storms. Now, that's not an easy decision, because that is a strong card. And putting that onto some... ideally... I once put it on the Fortress Kingguard, whenever I attacked, I had an ETB effect of the Fortress Kingguard, and that was actually just pretty darn amazing. But looking at my curve, I think I should be taking the 2-drop. Oh wow, that's a tough spot. Descendant of the Storms is also pretty good. Taking the Descendant. Passing on the Mardu rare, but I know why. I know the reason why. So that just makes this token, and later on it's a 2-mana token maker. So Underfoot Underdogs just brings the second body. And here we have a Frontline Rush. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Happy to pick that up. Or take the Mardu Devotee, enabling the Black Splash. Marshal of the Lost and Reigning Victor, but this is just really strong. It can end the game. So I'm happy to pick that card up. Now there's a Coordinated Maneuver and a Wild Ride, plus a Kintree Nurture, which I don't love. So let's just take the Leopard, but yeah, it's nothing. Like, let's take the Maneuver. I'd rather play the Maneuver than the Osseous Exhale. And here we have Bearer of Glory, another 2-drop, happily taking that. And here's a Shock Brigade. Wow, okay. So archetype is open. We have 25 cards, 3 of them are lands, and a Mardu Monument. Wow, happy about that. So the Black Splash is definitely going to work. I think actually Unsparing Boltcaster is not as good as a 3-drop as the Underfoot Underdogs, because this makes a second token. That's also cool because I can put it on a mobilized token, draw a card, but yeah. Well, we'll have to put something out, and here's I'll take the Fortress Kingguard just to have all those 2-drops that I need. Yeah, I think Desperate Measures on the splash is just not cool enough. Probably. Like, I have a lot of solid cards. I think Jeskai Devotee actually, not the best one, but I think Unsparing Boltcaster. The deck needs to be cheap. It can only work as long as the deck is cheap. Great Irrasian City, yeah. No rares. I had to pass on the Mardu rare, but still feeling solid. We can splash the Reigning Victor and the Marshal of the Lost. And only have to add 2 swamps because we have the Mardu Devotee. Dalkovan Encampment, yeah. I mean, it's a cool card. It makes tokens and makes the Coordinate Maneuver cheaper. If I play that on turn 1, Do I take the wild ride? Not sure. I have good interactive spells, and I think I wanna cut desperate measures. Better play something else. Let's just take a short look. How many cards we have to cut? 1 card. We have 16 creatures, which I think is good. And I think the card we should be cutting is actually the Desperate Measures, because it's on the splash, and so we only have 1 card on the splash. 2 swamps are enough with the Mardu Devotees. And we have 6, 7, 8 white source. Well, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16 lands. Yeah, we don't need more lands, so we can put in, yeah, let's put in the Unsparing Boltcaster and give this deck a shot like this. This is also a source for a black source enabler. Yeah, let's give it a shot like this. Alright, that is a keepable hand. Let's play the Descendant of the Storms and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a tap land, passes the turn. Let's play our second land. I would love to get, you know what? I think I'll make a token of this Descendant of the Storms, because as long as I can, why not? Opponent draws a card, plays a Kishla Skimmer. Let's kill that Kishla Skimmer and attack for 3. Opponent goes down to 16 life and we pass that turn. We need a land. That would be very amazing. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, we found a land, so now we can. Yeah, let's play the Delcaven Pack Beast and pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent draws a card. Opponent is a Temur color based deck, so they can renew that to put a counter on target creature, then double the... Okay, killing my Delcaven Pack Beast. I could have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming. Well, let's just play that Underfoot Underdogs and pass the turn. No attacks. So opponent has to remove all my stuff before it gets annoying, which means they have to use all their interactive spells on my small and cheap creature, and I think that's part of why the deck is so good. Let's just kill the Sage of the Fang and attack with all our stuff. And then let's play the Shock Brigade. You know what? No, I'll decline because I want that Shock Brigade on the battlefield now. And pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Plays a Karu Goldkeeper. We found a Swamp. We'll play the Reigning Victor like this and give that creature indestructible until end of turn. Let's attack with the Shock Brigade with the Descendant of the Storms. Let's attack with the other stuff as well. And I think I will now decline and put that Bearer of Glory on the battlefield after this combat phase. So opponent blocks the Underfoot Underdogs, sure. And goes down to 4 life. Play the Bearer of Glory, pass the turn, and unless my opponent has a kind of mass removal spell, I think that game is mine. Yes, making the magic happen with Boros Aggro. Alright, a pretty land heavy hand, but I'll still keep the hand. Even though I don't have a 1 or 2 drop, but it's a solid hand. Maybe I draw something good. Okay, opponent had to mulligan. Let's open the game with the Windsguard crack. Go to 21 life. Pass the turn to my opponent, who plays a tap land and passes the turn as well. Now we can Mardu Monument. Search for the swamp. We have more than enough plains. Pass the turn. So opponent plays another tap land, passes the turn again. We'll play that swamp and we'll play that Underfoot Underdogs, creating creating a token and having that 1/2 on the battlefield. Passing the turn, opponent draws a card, plays a forest, plays a Romance Routine, searches for a basic land, puts that onto the battlefield, and now we can attack. This costs 5, so let's cast it. Unsparing Boltcaster. Unfortunately, because the ETB effect is now worthless, so it's just a 3/3 for 3 mana, which is okay. No mobilized cards is kinda sucky. Warden of the Grove, that needs to be removed. So Hollowmurk Siege, that does. They chose Absent. And whenever you attack with a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature, it gains menace. Let's just deal 5 damage to the Warden. And play a land. And attack. For 5, opponent goes down to 15 life, passing the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a forest, plays a Bloomvine Regent, sure, that sucks. Gains 3 life. We need a removal spell, definitely. Hexproof for mono-colored. Pass to attackers, my turn. We drew an Underfoot Underdogs, and I think that is enough to kill the Bloomvine Regent. Coordinated maneuver, destroy that Regent, and happy about that. Now we can just play another land and attack with all our stuff. Opponent goes down to 13 life, passing the turn. Opponent plays a forest plus a Lacid Prowler. What does it do? Mill cards equal to the number of lands they control. And renew, exile this from your grave, put X counters on target creature, X is the number of land cards. And now it has hexproof for mono-colored, sure. But we can just make all the tokens in the world and play the Jeskai Devotee and attack with all our stuff. Let's just hope this works and we are fast enough to overrun the opponent. 6 damage we need to deal next turn, which may be possible. Okay, cool. So, second win secured. Alright, that's a non-keepable hand. That has to be a mulligan. That's much better. And what to put back? Probably the Boltcaster. Yeah, not loving it. Also, this enters tapped, but let's see what we draw. Yeah, I'll have to play this. Opponent draws a card, but we can play the Martyr Devotee and then this Descendant of Storms, which is pretty cool. Martyr Devotee into Descendant of Storms, scry 2. Do I want that swamp? Sure, I want it, but Underfoot Underdogs before the swamp. Let's now play the Descendant of Storms. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. Plays a Plains. Plays a Crotique Nest Guard. And we can now exit. Where exits the number of creatures. Let's just put the Underfoot Underdogs onto the battlefield. Created Goblin. No attacks for this turn. And we will have the swamp next turn, so we can kill that blocker, giving a creature +X/+X. When this enters, put a +1/+1 counter on that, sure. Okay, we don't have a removal spell, which I don't love, but you know what? I'll just Draw a card. I have a 4/3 on the battlefield. Drew a card. And let's attack with our stuff. But not with the Descendant, I think. Let's... plus X, where X is the number of creatures. You know what? Let's just... decline. Next to blockers. How will they go at it? Descendant of Storms. Underfoot Underdogs. What I do want to kill that bigger blocker. So, and I don't wanna lose my Descendant of Storms. So that's now a 7/6. Pretty strong. And that is my turn. Opponent goes to 18 life. Passing the turn, opponent draws a card and plays a Jungle Hollow, gains a life. Let's just hope we will smash that absent deck. Let's play the Quarry, which enters tapped. Let's attack with the Salt Road Pack Beast. Yeah. Opponent blocks, sure. So now we can play that Shock Brigade and that Jeskai Devotee and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card, plays a Forest plus a Skirmish Rhino, gains 2 life. I lose 2 life. They have a 3/4 blocker now. I could use a removal. But you know what? Whenever you attack, target creature gets +X. And I would put it just on the menace creature. That's just cool. Where X is the number of attacking creatures. So let's Shock Brigade, attack. And give that creature +2/+2 at least. So that is at least 3 damage, definitely into my opponent's direction. Yeah, opponent is good at slowing us down, but now we need some more stuff. But now I'm happy I have those cards. Let's now find some cards, play that until the end of my next turn. Rebellious Strike. Let's attack with the Shock Brigade and with the Marshal of the Lost. Target the Shock Brigade because it has menace. It gains +3/+3. And they are blocking the Marshal of the Lost, which I think is okay because now the space is free for me to attack with my other stuff, unless they have a really nice absent rare, which would be pretty annoying. They have Warden of the Grove, but that's okay for me. I'm not afraid of the Warden of the Grove at the moment. We can Delcoven Encampment next turn. Opponent, oh, I'll have to exile a creature and my graveyard. Yeah, that's okay for me. I would never play that card actually. Okay, so let's play a land. Let's attack with our stuff. Let's pay 2 to endure, make a 1/1. They are blocking, so I'll Rebellious Strike the Descendant of the Storms to draw a card. Found the Plains. Warden of the Grove is gone. And we can... Okay, no, we can't do anything. But Dragon Sniper entering the battlefield. Plus something else. Aggressive negotiations. Yeah, I just have a land card. That is now a 2/2, which is fine for me. Let's play the land. I think now just the Alcaven Encampment. And Zergo's Vanguard. And attack with our stuff. Creating 3 tokens. Opponent will have another round, but I think it's looking pretty good for me. If they don't have anything that kills all my stuff, which they will not have, I win that game as well. Alright. That is a keeper hand. I think I should start with the... with the planes play the Mardu Devotee, but... You know what? Let's start with the Dalkavan Encampment. Pass the turn, opponent draws a card. Plays a planes, Boros versus Boros. Plays a Mardu Devotee, sure. They can scry 2. So I will also play my Mardu Devotee. Also scry 2. Now we have 3 lands. Do we want a 4th one? Let's keep this. I love a 4th land. So opponent plays a swamp, plays a quarry, and passes the turn. I am happy that I have that removal spell. So that is what I want to play. Kill that quarry. Play my Mardu Devotee and pass the turn. Scry 2 again. Mardu Monument. Sure. Yeah. Okay, the opponent drew a land, drew a card, plays a land, plays a Venerated Storm Singer. That also actually needs to be dealt with, but at the moment it's not possible. So let's just... I think... Let's play the Mobilize. The Reigning Victor. Oh, I can't even... Ouchie. Okay, so let's play that Mardu Monument, find a swamp, and then go into Jeskai Devotee. And then I'll pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. Attacks with the Venerated Storm Singer. I'll take the damage. That is 4 damage into my direction. Opponent plays a Bone Cairn Butcher. So we need to get rid of something. What do we want to get rid of? Better the Bone Cairn Butcher. So play that Salt Road Pack Beast. Draw a card. Kill that Bone Cairn Butcher. And attack with my Jeskai Devotee. Opponent takes the damage, goes down to 19. Attacks now with the Venerated Storm Singer. I will block with the Salt Road Pack Beast, even though they probably have the first strike flash spell. Otherwise they wouldn't attack, I think. Coordinated maneuver, sure. But at least we blocked it, so... Now there's a Krumar Initiate entering the battlefield. That's fine for me. We can now... We have the Fire Rim form. And I think... Let's play the... Not easy, not easy. Let's play the Shock Brigade. And... attack with the Jeskai Devotee. Opponent takes the damage, goes down to 18. I'll pass the turn, and then I will flash in that Fire Rim form just to kill the Venerated Stormsinger, because that needs to go. Oh. Alright, opponent pays X life and endures, makes a 1/1 token. Places Salt Road Pack Beast, sure. Now is now tapped out, which is pretty cool. Like they have a one swamp, but I will be able to block the Venerated Stormsinger. Ouch, that hurts. My Shock Brigade loses a life and you gain a life. That is exiled now. Okay, yeah. That hurts, but I will be able to block the Venerated Stormsinger dead. At least that. Oh, so they smelt the... That sucks, but anyway, I'm still able to destroy that Stormsinger now. And now I can play the Reigning Victor. No, I can't, because... Oh yeah, I can. And I will play it, and I will attack with my Jeskai Devotee. For 4. Opponent goes down to 15 life. Passing the turn, opponent draws a card. And yeah, now they don't know what their next move will be. I will block that Salt Road Pack Beast, I need to. That is a trade I have to accept. I don't love the trade, but I'll accept it. Stinkhole Surveyor. Sinkhole. When this creature attacks, you lose a life and this creature endures 1. Alright. And now this endures 2. They have the good black rares. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play the Venerated, the Marshal of the Lost. And attack with oh yeah, that doesn't make sense. Well, I can attack with 1 Mardu Devotee, 1 Jeskai Devotee. You know what? I think I shouldn't attack. Not at this point. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. With those 2 rares, like, oh, this is not a rare, but with those good cards here, it's going to be tough. Opponent pays 3 life to endure 3, attacks for 1, loses 1 life and endures 1 once more. Sure. So we can now do all kinds of things. Let's attack with all our stuff. Give 1 Mardu Devotee plus X. That is now a 5/6. They are blocking the Marshal of the Lost. and the Jeskai Devotee. I should have cast that Fortress Kingguard to trigger the Jeskai Devotee's Flurry. But now it's too late. Now I will play the Fire Rim Form just to kill that blocker. And yeah, that's too bad because I could have killed the blocker if I played the Fortress Kingguard before. That is unfortunate, but still feels solid. Now it feels like I stabilized. Endure 1, make a spirit, and pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Jeskai Devotee. I have the Mardu Monument, which is cool because I can deal 3 damage for sure. Because they have Menace. They attack for 1, lose a life, and endure, make a 1/1 creature token. I'll go down to 8 life. And my opponent can't decide what they want to do. Okay, they pay 3 life to make a 3/3. So now we can. One, two, three, four. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 4 blockers, and if I activate this, they all have Menace. And just give the +X to one of the Menace tokens. That's it. Making the magic happen, hopefully. They can't block the... they can. But... still will still deal enough damage. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't love the hand, but I think it's okay to keep it. Let's just play the red source. Pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. Plays a mountain. So Boros again. Plays a Bearer of Glory. I'll play my Jeskai Devotee and pass that turn. Opponent draws a card. Attacks. I'll not block. And they are putting a, giving it a +3/+0, drawing a card. That's fine for me because I want to play that Underfoot Underdogs, attack for 2. Opponent goes to 18, pass the turn. So now I have more creatures on the battlefield, which I think is the better approach for this. But maybe they just had an unlucky hand. Let's see. Now we also have a Rebellious Strike, Sunset Strike Master entering that battlefield. Let's play a land. Let's play that Jeskai Devotee. Or you know what? Yeah, let's play that Jeskai Devotee. Then let's attack. And we can either Rebellious Strike to draw another card, or Osseous Exhale, but I think we should keep that for something that's a little more threatening, so I think I'd rather do it like this, deal more damage, and draw another card. Opponent goes down to 13 life. And I am passing the turn. Opponent plays a mountain. Plays a Venerated Storm Singer. Attacks for 2. No blocks from my side. I'll go down to 13 as well. Play a land. Now, let's attack. Opponent doesn't block. So now we can go Surgo's Vanguard. And then if they attack, and you know what, Shock Brigade. Because the Venerated Storm Singer is not as important. Next turn we can just exhale whatever. Because now they may not even attack. Because they know they're dead next turn. They will not... Yeah. Okay. So now they are attacking. Ooh, okay. I didn't think that would happen. But I'm happy. That's okay for me. No blocks. 4 damage into my face, going down to 9 life. Opponent places Sun Pearl Kirin and returns. What did they return? I don't know what they returned. Let's play a land. Now we could. When this enters, you gain 5 life, or just destroy target creature without flying. The Venerated Storm Singer. You know what? Let's just attack. Let's deal 5 damage to the Sun Pearl Kirin. Next to blockers. Did they see that? I never know if you want to cast it. Do the opponents see it? I think not. All right, let's Osseous exhale its Sun Pearl Kirin. I wanna behold that dragon, gain 2 life, and now I wanna kill that Venerated Storm Singer, just because I don't want that, and that is me going down to 9. Opponent is at 7. They have 4 cards, so it might still be tricky, but let's just see what they play. They play a Magmatic Hellkite. Flying when it enters, destroy target non-basic land. Okay. Yeah, that should... and I actually needs to go. We can just make this unblockable. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, not going to be able to get it because I need a blocker. Let's just attack with the Jeskai Devotee. Wow, now it's getting interesting. If they can remove my Shock Brigade, I will die. Because then they can just deal 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. They can now not pump their team anymore. Because they don't have 5 mana. But they have something to do. Equilibrium Adapt, sure. Ouch. Yeah. And they found a Sunset Strike Master. Play another forest. Play that Strike Master, probably. So they don't have a removal spell, which is cool. And I need to block that Bearer of Glory. It's the only thing I can kill, hopefully. They have something to pump it. Yeah. Ouch. So now I think I'm dead. No chance of getting out. But still fun. Alright, we can keep the hand. It's not ideal. But second turn, Mardu Monument, find the plains. Yeah, it's very suboptimal. But I don't love mulligans, so let's just do it like this and hope we can be fast enough still. So opponent plays a swamp, plays a Champion of Tucson. We can now play that. We have a swamp and a mountain. I think it's probably better to play that Surgo's Vanguard, use all our mana, and next turn we can just place two creatures for 4. Let's just see, no blocks. I'll take the 4. Going down to 16 life, and opponent places Swamp plus a Venerated Stormsinger. Sure, that needs to go. So we can cast that Stormbrood, kill the Stormsinger, play that Fortress Kingguard, resolve, play that Fortress Kingguard, make it endure 1, make a 1/1 token and attack with the Surgo for 3, 4. Opponent goes down to 16 and I am passing the turn. Opponent draws a card. I haven't seen that. That's funny. Okay. Opponent plays a Thornwood Falls, gains a life. And considers their next move. Attacks, I'll not block. Go down to 11. Opponent plays a 100 Battle Veteran, sure. Let's play a land. We can just coordinated maneuver. Kill that Battle Veteran. And then we can go Bearer of Glory. Attack with all our stuff. Opponent goes down to 9 life as we are passing the turn. We have the Fire Rim form, which is cool, and we have the Mardu Monument, so we could make 3 1/1s. Ooh, Lotus Light Dancers. Well, that sucks. That sucks. Pretty annoying. Maybe I find a removal spell, that would be amazing. Well, they can gain 3 life off of that, but let's just still attack. And you know what? Let's... we only have 1 red source and no Mardu Devotee, whatever is it called, the Mardu Devotee, the white one. So let's just attack with all our stuff. Opponent does block with the Champion of Dusan. And like this, which I don't love, but I'll have to accept it and give my Surgo's Vanguard first strike and kill the Champion of Dusan. At least they gain 3 life, but yeah, not ideal. That lifelinker is just pretty annoying, to be honest. Or to say the least. It interrupts my game plan, which I hate, but yeah. I hope those noises... There's a construction site in the flat next to mine. I hope you just don't hear all those drilling. And if you hear it, I hope it's not as loud. Okay, opponent plays a Lion Weight on my Surgo's Vanguard, which is sad. But it's okay. I need to find a Stormplane Detainment to get rid of the Lotus Light Dancer. But yeah, us being just starting on turn 3 was just not fast enough. Wasn't fast enough. Wow, so what do we do? Let's do this. And attack with those 3. Deal 3 damage. Opponent goes to 6. Well, okay, so they're blocking like this. And yeah, they gain a gazillion. I think I'm not going to be able to get out of this because they have all the cards in the world here to use. Still, I'm not conceding yet, now that it's not very clear. But yeah, I should have mulliganed probably. That start was just too slow. Yeah, not going to get... Well, I don't have the Stormplane Detainment, so I think I can just concede this one, yeah. Deck felt solid, but... Well, the deck is solid. Just the Stormplane Detainment would be nice to get rid of big stuff like this, and actually, yeah, I'll mulligan if I can't start on turn 1 or at least turn 2, but playing the Mardu Monument on turn 2, that is not fast enough for that kind of deck. That looks much better. Keep 7, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Windscarred Crack. We'll play the Mardu Devotee and pass the turn. Scry 2. We have 2 lands. I want the 3rd land, sure. And a Twin Maw Stormbrood. I like it. I'll take that. So, opponent plays a mountain, plays a Furious Forebear, and now we can play, we can just kill it, but it's not that annoying, I think. Let's play the Shock Brigade. And let's attack. I don't think they want the Furious Forebear dead, so that's a fair trade. Opponent plays a Fortress Kin Guard, endures 1, and passes the turn. Now we can what's to do? Let's attack. Mobilize 1. Opponent decides to block. Oh, they are blocking the Shock Brigade. So I will Rebellious Strike. Just... okay. So they are blocking like this. Can't decide how to block? Well, let's just... you know what? Let's... yeah, I want to draw a card. Give this +3/+0, draw a card, kill those 2, and found a land at least. So we're not slowed down. Magmatic Hellkite, they can make me... they can kill that, and I'll find a... you know what? I'll find a swamp. Why not? Find a swamp. It has a stun counter, but that's fair. That's fine for me. We can now... yeah, nothing except underfoot underdogs, but that's okay. And create a 1/1, pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. So they are splashing blue for some card. Monastery Messenger entering that battlefield. Opponent attacks for 4. I'll go down to 15 life. We found a land. We can now Fortress Kin Guard, make a token, kill that Magmatic Hellkite, and pass the turn. We can just make something unblockable. So I want to make whatever, that one unblockable, and attack. It has a summoning sickness. No attacks. Yeah, but it's 1 damage. If I lose because of that 1 damage, you can kill me in the comments, okay? Opponent attacks for 2 with a Vigilance creature. Let's now play a land. Let's play that Twin Maw Stormbrood, gain 5 life, have a big flyer on the battlefield, and no attacks, not for now. Opponent attacks again, I'll go down to 16. No blocks. So let's play the Salt Road Pack Beast. Draw another card. Let's now let's play the Surgo's Vanguard. That's an 8/3. We can make a 2/2 unblockable. And now I will not choose something with Summoning Sickness. And I want to attack with those two here. They have something, an Osseous Exhale or so, I think. Otherwise they wouldn't have attacked with the Monastery Messenger. Or Frontline Rush, sure. So still now they don't have it anymore. And I still have the Surgo's Vanguard, which they could kill. But let's play the Underfoot Underdogs. Let's attack with the Salt Road Pack Beast. And you know what? I need to kill their stuff they have. Let's just attack with everything we have, like with those two at least. They're going to have to block the 10/3. Well, they don't have to, but I would recommend blocking it. So that is their creatures at least dead. And passing the turn. They pay 1 to return it? No. 2 to return it. Okay. Opponent draws a card. Attacks for 2 with the Tempest Hawk and with the... Oh, with the mod... Okay. Wow. So that's interesting. They have something. They draw a card. They play another Tempest Hawk. Flamehold Grappler, sure. Ooh, copying the next spell. And what is the next spell? Nothing. Okay, whew. Let's... You know what? Let's attack with all our stuff. That wasn't dealt damage this turn because it has first strike, so it hasn't been dealt damage, but at least the Monastery Messenger is gone and I am passing the turn. So that's a very thrilling game here, pretty exciting. Not sure how it's going to end. I would love to win, obviously, but let's just see. Let's see what will happen. Okay, opponents taking their time, casting the Tempest Hawk. Attacks for 2 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 damage on the battlefield, like 9 power. And we're drawing so many lands. That is pretty annoying. They have all the flyers in the world, can attack for 6 in the air and have a... Yeah, I would love to have this spell, that one, Frontline Rush. Yeah, I can't do anything, I'll just have to accept that that's pretty annoying, pretty darn annoying. Yeah, probably going to lose that one as well. So opponent does attack for 1. I'll go down to 8 life. Deals combat damage. They can search for another Tempest Hawk. Okay, they are the Tempest Hawk deck. And playing an Elspeth. Ouch. Yeah, pretty darn annoying. Wow, that hurts my feelings. We just drew a Jeskai devotee, that's nothing too spectacular. We can make something unblockable. We can play the Jeskai devotee. We can play another land. But I think that's just it. This has first strike. I need to have like 6 damage. Ooh. Ouch, how to go at it? I think I'll just lose that one. I'll just lose that one. Alright, that's the deck. It had an amazing start and a pretty abrupt end. Nevertheless, I had fun playing it, I had fun drafting it. If you had fun watching it, show some love by hitting that like or subscribe down below. It really helps the channel grow. I'd appreciate it a lot. And I wish you a nice day.